coming down.
I got you, Coach. Are you ready?
Yes. All righty, folks, welcome back into Patriot Field for Game 6 of Post 1's run through the Beast of the East pool play as U.S. Elite will take on Wheeling Post 1 here at Patriot Field. We're set for first pitch, starting a few minutes early, 12:56. Your start time, originally was supposed to be 1, but we got move it a little bit quicker as Upton on the first pitch lines one right back up the middle as he did in Game 1. Chris Upton leading off, first pitch swinging right back up the middle, hit the rubber and rolled into center field. So Chris Upton gets Post 1 rolling again. We will set the Post 1 lineup here in a moment. Your Mail America starting lineups out on the bump for U.S. Elite. 18U is lefty Jacob Blosser. He's number 14, big, stout lefty out on the mound. He's from, I believe Coach said Martinsburg. Yes, he went to Martinsburg and is going to Roanoke College, is Jacob Blosser. So he's going to go play some college ball. A lot of college product out on the field today. If you were tuned in earlier, if you weren't, Post 1 beat Clarington Elite from Ontario, Canada. The third time that they've played them, they won 13-5 in 5 innings. Jacob Blosser delivered to Seth Cover, misses outside with a curveball. 2-0 on Seth. Go down once we get a moment here. Again, we'll go down the Mail America starting lineups for Post 1. Blosser sets. Hands high, about chest high. He'll pick over to first. Upton back in easy. Chris Upton, first pitch of the game, line one right back up the middle, hit the rubber, rolled into center field. Blosser again to Cover, blooped into right field through the right side. Upton gonna put the brakes on second wisely, thought about pushing it to third, but Seth Cover gets jammed, but is able to muscle one into right field through the right side. So Seth Cover, back-to-back singles for Post 1, will bring up Jackson Murray, and we'll go down the rest of the Post 1 lineup. Batting cleanup will be number 13, the first baseman, Rocco Dijon Domenico. In right field, batting fifth, number 21, Brady Ernest. Your DH today will be number 6, Henry Anderson. He's batting sixth. Batting seventh, the catcher, number 2, Jack Selman. Hitting eighth, the third baseman, number 7, Rylan Robb. And rounding out the lineup out in center field will be number 8, Braxton Billick. And then pitching for Post 1 will be number 4, Reese Davis, the righty. So here we go. First and second, nobody out for Post 1. Top of the first with Jackson Murray, who tripled last game. Once again, he'll take first pitch fastball in there. Strike one. Soup has joined me here in a second. We're trying to get Coach set up for sideline talk again. Soup on the call for this game. Jubb as well. Murray going to show bunt, and he bunts it up the really first base line. And it's going to be a fair ball. Murray trying to get around the first baseman. He'll be tagged out. Surprised the first baseman didn't let that one roll foul, but probably a smart play with Jackson up to bat. So Murray gets the job done. He'll sack. It's amazing. He can do it all. He can hit for power, hit for average. He can run, and he can sack bunt. So sack bunt pushes runners to second and third. Brings up the cleanup man, number 13, Rocco Dijon Domenico. Jacob Blosser misses up with a fastball.
Jarrett,
ball one.
Jackson trying to do too much there and bunt for a base hit. That's a really good job to push that down the first baseline just to get those runners advanced here early in the game.
Yeah, it was. And I don't know if he was going to try to bunt it past the pitcher, but got it more towards the line as Rocco Dijon Domenico lines one into right center field. One run will score. Here comes Cover. He will score. And Rocco Dijon Domenico gives Post One an early 2-0 lead.
Man, they're fun to watch. What a good job, a piece of hitting there. Fastball away, able to drive it into that gap, score 2 runs early.
Great job, Rocco. Like you said, took a fastball in the outer half, shot it into right field over the second baseman, Landon Church. It'll bring up the right fielder, number 21, Brady Ernest.
Rocco, just a quiet 341 on the year.
Yeah, that's all. That's all. So Rocco comes through, makes it 2-0, Post One early. Ernest takes a fastball in there, strike one.
I'm going to check with you guys here and see. Going to check and make sure we're all on the same page.
Not yet. Don't have you yet. We might have something off as we're trying to get Coach on the mic here. Curveball misses up from Blosser. 1-1 on Brady Ernest.
Okay, let me see now. You got
Yep,
me now?
we got you,
With you,
Coach.
Coach.
Loud and clear as Ernest takes another strike in there. Strike 2, 1-2 on Brady. Got to hear from Brady right as he was about to hit yesterday. Coach had him on deck. See if we can get some more fun interviews today as Blosser delivers. Popped up to the right side. Ernest twisting foul. Goes out of play. Bounces on the road. Back to our right. Rolls down it a little bit. And I think I don't want to be easy to find.
Jared, I think we're seeing an off-speed pitch here from Blosser. I love a hit and run here from Post One.
Yeah, let's see if Rocco not the quickest and with the lefty on. I don't know if they'll go on first movement here. Let's see what they decide to do. Probably not in motion, and he's not. Curveball down low, but it doesn't matter as that one kicks away from the catcher, Tony McBrayer. Ernest will head down to second base. Coach, do we have you in your ears?
Yeah, you guys got me?
Yep, we got you loud and clear.
Yeah, I'm going to see if I can grab Coach Rice here.
Dawn Love back into the chat, watching from work with a heart. Well, thank you, Dawn. We appreciate you tuning in. It's been a fun weekend so far. Our 6th game as Ernest chops one to short. In between, Hop eats up the shortstop. That'll allow Rocco to go into third. I could tell right off the bat that was going to be a tough play for the shortstop, Caden Hunt. It in between hopped him. He kind of was caught in between. He probably should have come and got that ball, but instead was, again, caught in between, and it just ate him up on an in-between hop. He either needed to come and get it or take another step back.
I was going to ask you, whenever, probably never should you sit back on your heels. It's either a big step back or you have to come
Yeah,
get it.
that was one where I myself, and it's easy for me to say up here in the booth, but I probably would have came and got that one, got it on that long hop, that high hop. But again, it's easier for me to say it up in here, but definitely would have came and got that one and throw on the run because I don't think he could have got the guy. Well, it doesn't matter because Rocco moved up on the pass ball. But that's when you got to come and get and throw on the run and get the guy at first. But it'll make Post One in business again. First and third, one out.
Nothing ever good happens whether you're on dirt or turf if you just sit on your heels
Nope,
like that.
that's
'Cause that ball by the third bounce is going to eat you alive.
That's exactly what happened to Caden Hunt there. And it did on this turf, like you said, it took a tough in-between hop. Had a lot of top spin on it, but that'll bring up the DH today. Moving from third base to DH in game 2 here will be Henry Anderson. Probably got to give that an E6 there on Hunt as Blosser moves over. Nothing going, Coach. Do you have anybody down there? I can't hear you again in my ears. So
You got me now?
I do have you. Do you have anybody that you want?
Yeah, we're gonna grab Coach Rice in at the end of this inning. See
Oh,
if I can grab
Okay.
him for a minute.
All right. We got you. Has that pitch in there for a strike? Ball to Hank Anderson. First and third. Post One leads 2-0. Top of the first against U.S. Elite. Off-speed pitch just missed outside. Jacob Blosser from the set. Move over again. Nice move. Nice looking move from Blosser. Actually has a different looking jersey on as the rest of his teammates.
They just flew him in.
Yeah, that's right. They just got him off the plane as Hank takes the ball upstairs. Jacob Blosser, number 14.
Coach Salt down there at third base just gave a sign over to Brady. I don't think he's going to run here on a 3-0, but
Yeah, we'll see. Nobody moving. Fastball in there. Strike one. 3-1 on Henry Anderson. First and third for post one. And I'm going to say Hank is ready to fire on this one. Jack Selman on deck. Henderson awaits. Fastball just missed outside. Ball 4 to Henry Anderson. We'll bring up the catcher, number 2, Jack Selman. Selman in the 7-hole today. We've seen him move around the lineup a little bit. Bumped down to 7 today. As it had been a fight at the bat rack for post one over the past couple days. Bases loaded. 1 down, top of the first. They lead 2-0. Selman takes a first pitch fastball in there. 0-1. Blosser from the wind now. Miss low with a fastball. Kicks away from the catcher, McBrayer, but everybody stays put. It's trickled about 5 feet to his left.
Jared, I'm going through some of these stats right now for this post one offense. Seth, Upton, and Murray are striking out right now at about every 12th or 13th at bat, which is just insane.
Really,
that means
really
they're
good.
putting the ball in play, and something is happening every 12 to 13
That is
at-bats.
really, really good as Selman takes a curveball in there, strike 2. Guys in the big leagues now, that's almost unheard of. Guys not striking out. There's guys striking out 50% of the time nowadays. Is Blosser to Selman, fouled one into the dugout. Heads up in the post one dugout. Guys are in there laughing. Blosser to Selman, right at the third
Oh, he
baseman.
dropped
And
it.
he dropped it. And everybody's going to be safe. Oh, my goodness. Selman hit a ball that just about ripped the glove off the third baseman. Drayden Rice almost knocked him over and somehow didn't stay in his glove. That literally almost just ripped the glove off of Drayden Rice.
That ball was hit so hard. It went into his glove, but because it jerked his wrist back like that, it knocked the ball
And
out.
Rice is down there like, oh, my goodness. Am I okay? That ball was hit so hard, and Rice was about even with the bag. But
Scored a hit.
Yeah, he's okay. That'll be a hit. That's for sure a hit. Selman hit that ball unbelievably hard. So 3-0. Post one, bases loaded. Still for Rylan Robb now. Rylan gave us some pulled pork nachos in between games. He didn't want them. So thank you, Rylan, for the nachos. Now let's get you a hit here.
Post one already sending 8 guys to the plate here
Yeah.
in the top of the first.
Rylan Robb down at third for this game. He takes a fastball outside. Ball 2, 2-2 on Rylan.
3-2.
3-2? 3-2, yes. Our umpire shaking his fist, correcting us.
We should mic the
Apologies,
umpire
fool.
up, Jared.
That one misses outside. Ball 4 to Rylan Robb. Force home a run. 4-0 post one. We'll bring the 9th man to the plate. For post one, the center fielder, number 8, Braxton Billick. And we're going to have a conference on the mound for U.S. Elite. That'll give me time to
I have a pinch runner in there for post one.
tell you a little bit about T&Y Payroll Pros, your hometown resource for expert tax, accounting, and financial services. Whether you're a business owner looking for smart bookkeeping solutions or just need help navigating your personal taxes, James Taylor and his team have the experience and dedication to get the job done right. Conveniently located in the Ohio Valley and trusted by clients for over 30 years. Visit JamesTaylorCPA.com to learn more, as well as TechnoCap Closures, Mail America, who brought you your starting lineups, and, well, actually, one of our starting lineups we haven't even got to U.S. Elite yet, but Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, Burning Glen Insurance, ATM Band, Wakeham's Bar, Schmidt Brothers Sunoco, S&D Painting, Glamp Life, Tenant Law Office, Belmont Savings Bank, and Muxie Distributing with Form Energy. We got a picture with Mr. Polina in between games with our Form Energies. He had a Form Energy shirt on. Good drink. I actually got one cracked right now. Sipping on a Screamin' Freedom, appropriate for this weekend as Billick takes strike 1-1 on Braxton.
I like watching Braxton hit for a few reasons, but number one, his rhythm at the plate, he looks so comfortable. And no matter what he's facing, he looks on time with everything. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, he's ready to fire on this one. Check the swing. 2-1 on Billick. Coach, you okay down there?
Yeah, in good shape here. Yeah, that ball was smoked down there by Selman. Probably Rice would have had a double play at third, but couldn't tuck it in. There's a base
As
hit.
Braxton Billick dumps one into right. 1 run scores. And that's all. As everybody goes station to station. Braxton
Great
Billick
piece of
once
hit there.
again. Right side. Just poked it off the end of the bat. And just such a good approach from Braxton Billick. Continues to just be a menace in that 9-hole. And we are back to the top of the order.
Jared,
Second time for
something
Chris
that-
Upton. There's still one out.
Something that I was so impressed with, like you guys and Earl and people that came from bigger high schools, is how you guys were ready to hit at the next level almost immediately after this pitch.
Upton takes a fastball in there. Strike one.
And we, like, coming from Central, we saw good pitching, but not as often as you guys did. I'm so impressed with how Cover and Braxton are ready to hit at the next level already.
Yeah, they've definitely done a good job so far. I'm excited to see what those guys can do. Next is that ball's grounded to
Too fast
second.
down there.
We'll get one at first or one at second for the second out, but a run will score for post one. Bring up the second baseman, number 22, Seth Cover. 5-0 post one. First and third now for post one. Score at 4-6 on the putout.
Cover, one of those guys, there's 5 strikeouts on the year, already 60 at bats.
As Upton going to be picked off at first, but he's just going to keep on going, and then Rob's going to take off for home, and he'll be tagged out. Man,
Leaving runners out there, that hurts.
yeah, that Rob didn't need to come home there, as Upton was going to be safe at second. It was going to be second and third with 2 outs, but either way, nice play by U.S. Elite to get out of the inning. And, Coach, who do you got down there?
I got Coach Rice down here. I think he's putting things in game changer.
Yes, sir.
What was the message when you walked out to the mound?
Just keep battling the zone. I mean, we know that this team hits the ball and they hit it really well. This kid on the mound. It's his first game with us. Just don't want him to get too uptight. Balls are finding gaps right now. I told him, you just keep battling the zone. We'll keep making plays. We're going to keep getting on the ball. We're going to score some runs and get ourselves on it. So we're going to make it competitive. We didn't start out so well this inning, but compliments to post one. They hit the ball really well, and we know that. We just got to battle through.
Yeah, and Blosser just missing on that outside corner. They look awful good from him, but I saw your catcher signal over to you. He was missing just by a couple inches, but nibbling at that corner.
Yeah. With a team that hits the ball as well as these guys do, we want to, that was the message before the game: is stay outside, stay inside. Battle the corners, work the zone. This guy's got a hitter's zone, so we're going to take advantage of that when we're at the plate.
As you say, it's early in the game. Good luck the rest of the way.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. That's Coach Rice from U.S. Elite West Virginia. Now got a big hole to dig out of. Back to you guys.
It's good good mentality there from Coach Rice. Good to hear. I think, Jubb, did you give him, was that him who you gave a Form Energy to before the game? Jubb shaking his head. He didn't even need to answer. But, yeah, Jubb
Oh, I
gave.
forget I'm on the mic.
Yes, you are on the mic. Yeah, Coach Rice, great guy, good mentality there. But while we have the time, we'll run down U.S. Elite's starting lineup. That was such a long top of the first, brought to you by Mail America. Here we go. The leadoff hitter, the center fielder, number 9, Luke Kiesling. The DH hitting second, number 7, Luke Rakiski. Batting third, your third baseman, number 10, Landon Marple. Catching, number 5, Tony McBrayer. Batting fifth, the left fielder, number 21, J.D. Ford. Batting sixth, the shortstop, number 3, Caden Hunt. Batting seventh, the second baseman, number 17, Landon Church. Batting eighth, the right fielder, number 2, Alex Kermeens. your first baseman, number 34, Drayden Rice. And pitching, as we were saying, number 14, Jacob Blosser. Apologies out there. I was saying that was Rice at third. That actually was Landon Marple, who almost got his glove smoked off by Jack Selman. That was Marple, not Drayden Rice. Apologies for that. I accidentally wrote it as third base instead of first base on my lineup card. But Coach has somebody down there. I can't see, but who do you got, Coach?
No, I was actually just chatting with the first base umpire. He was asking about if we had a deal worked out with the Karen Bowers for the Form Energy. I told him Muxie, and he said, oh, hi. He works for a distributor down in Fairmont for Anheuser-Busch, and he was talking about Form Energy. He's very familiar with it. He said he likes the orange and the red, I believe, more than the Freedom, Screaming Freedom that you guys are drinking. So I'm going to try to get him on and talk a little bit about it, but he shied away from it. So. But he does very familiar with the Form Energy.
Oh, cool. Well, that's good to hear. Is Luke Kiesling will lead off.
Jarrett
the
Reese
center fielder
Davis
for U.S. Elite.
On the year, 21 innings pitched right now, an ERA at 1.615 right now. Walks, hits, inning pitch at a 1.2.
As that one skied into center field, Braxton Billick going back. He'll make the catch for the first out. We'll bring up the DH number 7, Luke Rakiski. Yeah, Reese Davis out on the bump for post 1. Around the infield, Robb at third, Murray at short, Cover at second, and Rocco DiGiandomenico down at first. That first pitch fastball misses outside from Davis Selman behind the plate. Upton in left, Billick in center, and that is our boy Brady Ernest out in right field as that one swung on and missed.
I don't know what Reese is sitting at, but, I mean, Jerry, you know how it was. If he's sitting 84 to 86 right now, look how long this stride is. That ball's going to jump on you so quick when he releases it. He uses that length to his advantage
Reese,
big time.
Tall righty. Nice looking delivery as that one's grounded up the middle. Murray to his left. Fields throws.
Really
What a
good
play
man.
by Jackson Murray.
It's a really good play.
Continuing to do it on both sides of the ball. Nice play going to his left, up the middle, through on the run. Actually set his feet nicely, squared his shoulders, made a strong throw as Luke Rakiski dove into first base. Never a fan of that unless the throw is high and you're going to get tagged. Slows you down for sure, but that'll bring up the third baseman, number 10, Landon Marple. See about got his glove taken off earlier in the inning. Landon Marple from Buchanan Upshur. He's going to Frostburg State. So another MEC
Good job there by
product,
Selman.
a 1-1.
He just stole a pitch there for Reese. Probably a ball outside. Good frame there.
Davis from the wind. Curveball inside. Rakiski, who just grounded out, it's from Doddridge. He's uncommitted. If you are on the Watchdog Radio Network, we are streaming live on YouTube at youtube.com/Pine Room Studios. And if you're in the stream, welcome in. Tell us hi. As Dawn told us she's watching from work. Tell us where you're watching from, how you're doing. Happy 4th of July weekend. It's 2-2 on Landon Marple. Reese Davis delivers. Fastball upstairs. Misses 3-2. Marple, a strong-looking kid. Stout. Got him. See if I can see his dimensions here. Davis delivers, swung on and missed. And Form Energy strike out the first one for Reese Davis. Will head to the top of the second inning. Post 1 lead, 6-0.
Looking for a hometown insurance agency you can trust? Since 1999, Bernie Glenn Insurance and Financial Services has been protecting families and businesses in the northern panhandle of West Virginia and eastern Ohio. We're independent, giving you choice from top-rated national and regional carriers. And guided by a concierge-level experience, our energetic, honest, and determined team puts customers first every time. For home and auto to life and business insurance, we build relationships that matter. Need to pay a bill or access your policy online? It's easy with us. Protect your future with the agency you'd recommend to a friend. Call Bernie Glenn Insurance and Financial Services today at 304-277-3239 or visit BernieGlennInsurance.com. Bernie Glenn Insurance, building relationships, protecting futures.
Wheeling's favorite neighborhood hangout is still the place to be. Wakeham's Bar is under new ownership, but it's still the same great spot locals have loved for years. Famous for their world-renowned hot dogs and cold craft brews, Wakeham's is the perfect place to unwind, catch the game, or kick back to live music with friends. Come see what's new right in the heart of Wheeling at 2181 National Road. Same soul, new energy, only at Wakeham's Bar.
Back here at Patriot Field on a beautiful July 5th Saturday here in Wheeling, West Virginia. We're set for the second inning as Post 1 leads 6-0 over U.S. Elite. West Virginia leading off for Post 1 will be Seth Cover. He singled his last time up. Seth was up when Ryland Robb was thrown out in between third and home. Seth had a nice solid single, as I said, in the first inning. Batting for his second time. Jacob Blosser on the bump for his second inning of work. Curveball misses outside for the lefty Blosser. Coach, you okay down there? You got anybody ready to go?
No, not yet. I'll grab one of these guys on deck when Elite comes in.
Okay, sounds good. I never know when he's ready to go, so
Jared,
I got to check for him.
I can't remember what jersey it was. It had the suspension bridge on it that we wore.
Yeah, that
Remember
was an
That was
awesome
sick.
jersey. That was a really, really cool jersey.
I'd like to know where that one is. It's got to be somewhere tucked away in our house.
I think I still have that. I do have it somewhere. That was a really cool jersey. It had the suspension bridge on it, as you said. And I think it had the state of West Virginia, I think, on
Yes.
the back. Those were neat. Those were neat-looking jerseys. As Post 1 got their gold tops on, gray pants. U.S. Elite in their royal blue tops, gray pants as well. As Seth Cover takes ball 4. And bring up Jackson Murray, the shortstop. He had a sack bunt his first time up. A nice bunt down the first base line. Murray, as we just continue to say, as Blosser checks over on Cover.
I think Blosser got
Not
away
in
with a
time.
balk right there.
Yeah, he
Digging
pretty,
deep in that
pretty
glove.
good-looking move he has. He tries to sell it. Nobody's bid on it yet. That one, is that a strike? Yes, it was a strike one on Murray. Murray, as I said, tripled in the first game off the center field wall. We've seen a million times already this summer. Blosser checking over on Cover again. Joe, what's the key to a good lefty move? Blocking?
Yeah, cheating. Getting an edge.
Joe, a left-handed pitcher, former left-handed pitcher himself, as Murray swings through that one. 0-2 on the shortstop, Murray.
Saying former is hilarious because it's like if you say he still
Yeah,
is
Jubb
a left-handed pitcher,
is a left-handed
that means he
pitcher.
still pitches.
Was a left-handed pitcher.
Jubb, how hard do you think you could throw right now? Being honest, mid sevens.
No, boy, I don't know
72?
about that. I don't know.
Yeah,
if that
you could get 7.
I
You
hope.
could be like mid-70s, I think, if
Yeah,
your
Blosser
arm
does
your
have good
arm
moves.
didn't go with the ball.
Which it probably would.
0-2
We,
on Jackson Murray.
We filmed a promotional thing for these live streams, and I threw 2 pitches, and my arm hurt for 2 days.
Blosser delivers to Murray. Murray swings through that
Wow.
one. A Form Energy strikeout for Jacob Blosser. And a rare strikeout for Jackson Murray. That's like, oh my gosh, is he
Fooled
okay?
a little bit, I think, right there.
Murray didn't hit a double into the gap. It's like, oh my gosh, what the heck is going on here? That'll bring up the first baseman, number 13, Rocco DiGiandomenico. I'm going to say Seth Cover is going to be off here soon with a steal as that curveball misses outside to Rocco. Coach Salt down there giving some signs.
I love stealing bases, man. Running on these lefties is so fun on first movement.
First movement, you don't have to worry about.
When you see that right leg lift and you get to take off.
See if they long pause from Blosser. Cover, he is going, and he will be out at second base. Nice toss down to second from Tony McBrayer. It looked like Covert, I couldn't really tell because our window over here, that out of the corner of my eye looked like he may have got a late jumper. He hesitated or something, but a nice throw down to second from Tony McBrayer. Guns down Seth Cover for the second out.
It almost looked like when you have 2 outs and a 3-2 count where you got to wait till you make sure he's going home. That's almost what that looked like there. You got a late jump, really good throw there from the catcher.
Yeah, that was a nice toss down there from Tony McBrayer, who we saw earlier this year with Ritchie County, as Blosser misses with that one outside. Jim checking in again. Thanks for watching from Denver, North Carolina. Appreciate the support, Jim. Glad you're enjoying the broadcast. Rocco tied up on that one. Couldn't check his swing. 2-2 on Rocco. Blosser from the wine. Nobody on base. 6-0 post one. Top of the second as Rocco fouls that one off to the right side.
I just got a text message in from one of the football coaches at Tyler Consolidated, Zach Heasley, about Reese Davis. He says he's also our quarterback and can sling it.
Okay, so Reese Davis, quarterback. I actually didn't know that. So all kinds of information. If you got any information on other post one players that we might not know or U.S. Elite players, let us know. Give us some fun facts as a curveball from Blosser misses up. 3-2 on Rocco DiGiandomenico. Rocco playing a nice first base this weekend. Blosser to the full count pitch. Misses way outside with the curveball.
We talk about this often, but can you imagine these schools if they consolidated? Park Central and Lindsley. Can you imagine a lineup with these guys the entire year?
Yeah, we always talk about that if we would have done that when we were playing. I mean, we basically did when we played post one, but
there would have been so many good kids that didn't get to play.
I would say there's a lot of kids that probably wouldn't have played.
It literally would have been a fight at each position.
It's always amazing to think about that, as it'll bring up the right fielder, number 21, Brady Ernest. Yeah, Wheeling consolidated, essentially.
That'd have been awesome.
Wonder what colors we would have been.
Wonder where the school could have been. Wait, if Central and Lindsley consolidated, do you have enough room over in Park? How many kids would that have been? That would have been about 500 more kids. I feel like you had enough room, right?
Maybe. I don't know. That would be a good question for Coach Stout there. Blosser popped up by Ernest into right field. And still carrying that ball. Gonna drop right in front of the track.
Seth Cover's flying.
DiGiandomenico gonna score standing. And Brady Ernest just burnt the right fielder. I thought that was a routine fly ball, and I looked out, and both the center fielder and the right fielder had their backs turned to the infield. And Brady Ernest, a 2-out RBI double, gives post one a 7-0 lead. I swear I thought that ball was just right to the right fielder. That was amazing.
What caught me off guard is I agree that I thought it was to the right fielder, but I thought it was closer to the line.
Yeah,
it came off his bat. And just
I
kept
would say
carrying
that
into the gap.
from my angle, that looked like that was a routine fly ball to the right fielder, and all of a sudden, Brady Ernest is chugging into second. It'll bring up the DH, number 6, Henry Anderson. Henry took a walk back in the first. So Brady Ernest tacks on another for post one, make it 7-0 in the top of the second inning. 2 outs, a runner on second. Anderson swings through that one.
I mean, with the lead here, Jared, do you almost treat this as a bullpen game to save as many arms as you can for tomorrow?
Yeah,
especially the Reese being your ace.
Yeah, that's a good question. It depends on if they can maybe tack a couple on. We were talking about it last game about how you kind of play almost a lot of these games. If you're close to the mercy rule, like it's you want to make sure you get that mercy rule so you can save pitching as Anderson fouls that one back, remains 0-2 on him. Yeah, you play it kind of to where you want to get that mercy rule, like push that extra run across so you don't have to waste more pitching.
I think the Beast is a really good test for what you see in the state tournament.
That's
right?
the same thing.
5 or 6 games. You have to treat it the same way. This is a good way to strategically to kind of start to look at things.
Yeah, and it's good to get a lot of the different guys some different looks and into the game because you never know who's going to contribute in the state tournament. That made me think about as Anderson takes a ball low 1-2 when we were in the state championship in 2016 and Moose. Our horse pitcher, that curveball popped up to right fielder there. He sees it. He'll squeeze it. I'll continue the story when we come back. But post one tacks on another run, 7-0 heading to the bottom of the second.
At TechnoCap, we're not just making closures, we're shaping the future of sustainable packaging. From beverage and beauty to pharmaceuticals and household goods, our metal closures are trusted by leading brands around the world. With a global reach and a local presence right here in Glendale, West Virginia, TechnoCap combines innovation, precision, and environmental responsibility. Discover the power of performance-driven packaging. Visit technocapclosures.com, where great products begin at the top.
Looking for a place to grow your career? Mail America is expanding, and we want you on our team. We're a nationally trusted name in direct mail marketing, serving over 8,000 customers coast to coast. If you're hardworking, dependable, and ready to join a company on the rise, we want to hear from you. Send your resume today to Mike W. at mailamerica.com and take the first step toward a rewarding future with Mail America. Mail America, trusted, growing, hiring.
All right, back here at Patriot Field as Post 1 leads U.S. Elite 7-0. Coach may have somebody down there. Coach, you got anybody for us right now, or are you alone?
No, I think Jacob. I was going to try to grab Blosser, but he's toweling off, getting a drink, and trying to cool down a little bit. So maybe later on we'll try to grab him. So he's battling though.
He is. Maybe get a word from him later as Tony McBrayer, the catcher, will lead off for Post 1. I was talking about before we went to break the how this tournament gets some guys some different looks, and you get a lot of guys involved. And I don't know why it made me think of the story when Moose Shaw, when Brian Shaw pitched in the state championship, and he was going to go the whole way, but ran into some trouble late because we played 9 innings back then, and as Reese Davis delivers to McBrayer, foul down the left field line. And I think it was a lefty was coming up, and Coach asked Jubb if he thought he could get this guy.
I was DHing, so I was sitting
and
right
what
next
did
to
what
Jubb.
did Jubb say?
Coach came over and said, "Hey, do you think if I send you up here as Davis, nice curveball,
Yeah,
in
nice
there,
curveball, 0-2 on
Coach comes
McBrayer.
up and says, Jubb, like, you think you can get this guy for us?" And this guy was red hot.
Yeah,
and
lefty.
Jubb said, "I mean, I'll try."
And I think that was all that Coach needed to hear. He walked away, and he kept
Left
boosting the
Moose in.
game.
It's unbelievable.
Do you remember that, Jubb?
Jubb, I'll never forget it. Sitting
Not
in
as
the corner.
good as you guys do.
I'm
Well, I
literally-
wasn't there. I just know the story
You're out
from
in the
Sue.
field, yeah. I'm sitting there DHing. My jaw dropped when Jubb said that.
He
Because like
said-
anyone else at that
You're like,
moment,
yeah, you know what? I got him, Coach. I'll get him. I'll get him. Jubb said, well, I'll try.
at least Jubb was being honest.
Yeah.
And who knows? That might have saved us a state
I know, maybe.
championship.
Yeah, maybe if Jubb comes in, maybe
He
Jubb gives up a
home run.
ball. But either way, Booth closed it out. I think actually, did he go the whole way? I think in that game, I
Yeah.
believe he did. I think it was a 3-1 game. That game was probably played in like an hour and a half against South Charleston as Davis misses low. 3-2 on McBrayer. Yeah, that was a good story where Jubb says, "Yep, I'll try to get him out." But we ended up working as Davis misses high with a fastball,
Yeah,
walks
I fell in
McBrayer.
love with the whole DH world that season. That was so fun just to know all I had to do was my job
All you had
was
to do
to
was
go
hit.
hit.
And I think you did that pretty well.
That was unbelievable. I was telling those guys every time Jubb would pitch, I told them how Gage would yell Guys, Jubb's on the mound. We're going to need a lot of runs today. They thought that was
We
hilarious.
were telling some stories about it, Gage and Jubb, too, as that one's popped up back shallow center field. Billick coming on. And nobody's going to call it, but Billick might have a chance at second here, and he does. So Upton and Billick had a little bit of trouble communicating, but the ball ended up bouncing right to Billick. He barehanded it and threw it on to second, is able to get McBrayer. So that actually will be an 8-4 putout.
Jared, that's tough out there. You have two natural center fielders with Upton playing left field and Billick at center field. You have two guys that go after everything.
Yeah, and I think that they might have had a little trouble with the sun there. I don't know if Billick saw it initially off the bat as that one's popped away from number 3, the shortstop, Caden Hunt, his first at-bat. You were saying when Jubb would pitch,
unbelievable.
would say,
Gage
well,
used to come up to me, and before the game, he'd know I was throwing, and he'd say, "You throwing today?" I go, "Yeah," and he'd go, "Yeah, okay."
that
all
one's
right."
grounded to Murray.
Good
Chance
hands
for a
by
double
Murray.
play, 6-4. And that's all they'll get. Not the best feed from Murray. Cover did a good job to come across the bag and get that one. So 2 outs will bring up the right fielder, the second baseman, number 17, Landon Church. What would he say to you, Joe?
He would, he'd come up to me before a game. We'd be warming up, and he'd come up to me and he'd say, "You throwing today?" I'd say, "Yeah, I'm starting today." And he'd give me a nod and knuckles, and he'd walk out to the outfield where everybody was warming up, and he'd say, "All right, guys, got to score a lot of runs today."
It's unbelievable.
That is
It's like
a great-
clockwork
that
every
is a
time he pitched,
great
too.
story.
I loved it. I'd feed into it.
Yeah,
and agree with him.
hopefully Gage maybe tuning into one of these games as thought about a steal was Caden Hunt, but he shut it down. Snap throw down by Selman, not in time.
I remember one of the
It was
Beast
a ball.
games, Jubb pitched, and there was an error in the field. I think Jubb got hit hard there in the first inning. We were losing 2 or 3-0 against one of those travel teams. And Jubb finally got the last out, and he came off the field fired up because they were already talking trash on Jubb.
No, Jubb didn't get fired up often. I think when he did, I think a lot of guys liked it. I think that just goes to show how tight that, it doesn't matter what school you play for. When you put on the Post 1 uniform, how tight that everybody is, and how, we made some of the lifelong friends playing for this team. Was a ton of fun, and it didn't matter because a lot of teams, heck, maybe if Gage would have said that to another starting pitcher, he would have actually been mad. But how we were, it didn't matter because we knew that we were gonna be all right. We were playing for each other. Is that curveball from Davis? Nice pitch in there. Strike 2 on Church.
Davis
keeps doing a fake little pickoff over to first.
Huge lead over there.
Church taking off. Selman, the throw down to second, not in time. So Landon Church, or Caden Hunt, with his speed, able to swipe second. Runner on second. 2 down here in the bottom of the second inning. Post 1 leads 7-0. After a 6-run first and then tacked on another in the top of the second. Is that one lined through the left side for Landon Church? Stop sign for Hunt. Nice throw in from Upton right to the cutoff man, Rylan Robb. So first and third for U.S. Elite. Bring up the right fielder, number 2, Alex Cremines. See if Coach, do you remember asking Jubb about if he could get Stone out in the state championship, and he said, "I'll try"?
Yeah, I remember that very well. I'm down here laughing very hard at some of the stories you guys are telling. Gage Giavengo was the class clown, so to speak. He was the king of keeping things lighthearted. But when we got up between the lines, buddy, things changed.
I'm glad he was on my team because I know that I wouldn't have liked to play against him. As that fastball from Davis misses up. Next pitch outside.
You still got me?
Yeah, we still got you.
I argue sometimes Gage may have been potentially in the top 5 or 10 all-time all-round athletes ever to
Yeah, he's a freak
graduate.
athlete. How about him as a wrestler?
OVAC champ, undersized by about 20 pounds, OVAC champion. incredible football
20
player.
pounds, Coach. He wrestled heavyweight. He weighed
Yeah.
220 pounds. He was wrestling dudes over 280.
Yeah, and then he signed to play college football at Marietta, and was a phenomenal baseball player. Yeah, I say he's one of the best all-around athletes ever to come out of Lindsley.
He's out. 3-0 delivery from Davis in there. 3-1. On the right fielder, Cremines. 3-1 pitch fouled back.
I think about that 16 team. Every single guy on that starting lineup went to play college baseball, besides two guys that arguably could have went to play almost wherever they wanted at the D2 and 3 level with Ashbrook and Riedel.
Yeah.
They could have easily went and played wherever they wanted. But they both decided to go to school.
I didn't even think about that.
Everyone else on that team went to play.
Yeah, those were some good teams, and we definitely have some good memories. I'm excited for the area and the state coming up. I'd like to go down and watch the state. I don't know, as that runner from first takes off on the 3-2 pitch, ball 4, bases loaded for U.S. Elite. We'll bring up the 9-hitter, the first baseman, number 34, Drayden Rice. So U.S. Elite loads the bases here in the bottom of the second inning. We're also talking about some of the long days, man, in this tournament. It's a grind, and especially back when there were a lot of teams. You played a lot of different teams, a lot of good teams from out of town that loved coming here. And you were there at the ballpark from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on the Sundays sometimes. We won a couple of the second place brackets. We're never able to get that first place, though.
Do you remember growing up, probably when we were 10 to 12 in that range, how many teams would be in Wheeling?
Oh, my gosh.
The restaurants used to be packed with players.
We have we were told the stat, if Coach can remember, I can't remember who told it to us, about how many teams were here at one point. Is that pitch in there for strike one to Drayden Rice? Coach, do you remember the number of teams that were here at one point from the Beast of the East?
Don Tennant told me yesterday it was 175 at one point in the Beast of the East.
That's amazing. It's a 1-1 pitch in there for strike 2 to Drayden Rice.
175. You got to assume at least 10 kids per team. Obviously, more than that.
Yeah.
Parents. I mean, there was probably close to 4,000 to 5,000 people that came to the city for
heck of an economic impact. I would say is a fastball in there for strike 3. Rice watches 3 fastballs. Reese Davis works out of the jam for a Form Energy strikeout, and we will head to the top of the third inning. 7-0, post 1.
Craving the great outdoors without giving up the comforts of home? Come camp with style at Glamp Life, your luxury retreat just south of Salt Fork State Park. Explore scenic trails, relax on a sandy beach, or fish in a private lake stocked with bass, bluegill, and more. Stay in lakeside A-frames, forest cabins, a retro Airstream, or roll in with your RV with full hookups and a dump station ready. Just minutes from Cambridge and a quick drive from Columbus, Pittsburgh, or Cleveland. Glamp Life is your next unforgettable escape. Book today at glamplife.com.
At TechnoCap, we're not just making closures, we're shaping the future of sustainable packaging. From beverage and beauty to pharmaceuticals and household goods, our metal closures are trusted by leading brands around the world. With a global reach and a local presence right here in Glendale, West Virginia, TechnoCap combines innovation, precision, and environmental responsibility. Discover the power of performance-driven packaging. Visit TechnocapClosures.com, where great products begin at the top.
All right, folks, welcome back in here to Patriot Field. Here, top of the third inning, post 1 lead 7-0, and Coach has Reese Davis down there in the dugout.
Yeah, let me let these guys out that are getting ready to hit. Reese, starting to heat up out here. You look like you feel good. How about so far? How do you think you've managed your way through their lineup?
I feel like I've been doing pretty good. I need to spot my curveball a little bit better, but my velo is definitely there. But we got some runs to work with, so it's good.
Yeah, it's good to play with a team with such offensive firepower in it.
Oh yeah, we piece the crap out of the ball every day.
Where are you in your pitch count? You have any idea?
I think 20, 22. I forget.
Okay, so your pitch count's not a factor yet, but you think you're going to be able to go the distance?
Yeah, I can go the distance today, and I feel pretty good.
Heat's not bothering you too bad?
Nah, heat actually helps me a lot. I hate the cold, so heat works in my favor.
Coach Ritz told me you better make him proud.
I'll make him proud.
Yeah, I can see you got a lot of friends here. I don't know what they're stacking on you here.
I'm just letting them stack it on me. I don't really care. I know it's funny, so you got to get people to laugh at home.
Coming through there. I don't know, guys. We got all kind of funky stuff going on down here, so good luck the rest of the way. Somebody just goosed you, I think.
Yeah,
so.
they did.
All right, good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
All right, back to you guys.
That was unbelievable
Thanks,
to
Coach.
watch.
And thanks to Reese. He's got a million things on him, a shirt, an elbow guard, I don't know what else. Got to keep. I think they hit him with the rosin bag. So got to keep it light down there in the dugout. It's a long,
I just looked
long
over
weekend.
the stream. I just looked over the stream, and Jub had the camera on him as he was walking down the steps. He had so much stuff falling off of him.
So looks like those guys are having fun. Like we said, I tell you, this doesn't matter where you're from, what school you're from. When you put on that Post 1 uniform, you're one big family. And I think Coach wanted to get Braxton, but Braxton's going to head on. Coach,
I got him real quick. What happened on that fly ball?
Just bad communication and the ball dropped. We got it out though, so at least we got that out.
These guys said it was a sun.
It was not the sun.
All right, that's Braxton getting ready to hit.
Thank you, Braxton. Thanks, Coach. Well, that's good clarification. They're not see, we'd be up here speculating the whole game on whether or not Braxton lost that in the sun or it was bad communication. So nowhere else can you get just a direct answer from the guy that made the play out there. So Rylan Robb up now for Post 1 after Selman walked.
I think the same
Robb
way.
also walked as Rylan drives one to right field. And that one's down. I can't see where in the world the ball is, but Rylan Robb's heading to second, Selman to third. And Rylan Robb, a double for Post 1. I have no clue where that ball landed. I couldn't see. I tried to look out the window. I couldn't see it, but either way, Rylan Robb drops one down the right field line. And Post 1 in business yet again here in the third inning. We'll bring up Braxton Billick, who singled his first time up through the right side, poked one through the 3-4 hole.
Rylan did right there what I love to do against lefties. That arm slot, the ball would kind of tail away there with their two-seam. Being able to just drive it down that line is a great piece of hitting.
Yeah, good job from Rylan as Braxton takes a fastball down low. Nice piece of hitting for Ryland. Is Coach ready for another guy?
Well, I just talked to Chris Upton. He takes the full blame for that fly ball. He said he called it too late. I said, so it was your fault? He said, yeah, absolutely. So he bailed his buddy Billick out.
Okay, well, that's all, Chris. Ask Chris if he's ready to fish this weekend or this week coming up.
Chris, these guys want to know if you're ready to do some fishing. What are you going to catch? Big largemouth bass. He said he can outfish his mother.
That's a crazy thing to say.
He said he didn't say that.
Yeah. You're putting words into his mouth. His mom's probably mad now.
Wait, is his mom a really good fisher or something?
So his mom was in the stream earlier as Braxton swings through that one. Strike two. Mrs. Upton was in the stream earlier and told us that she's on her way to the Finger Lakes to go fishing. And then Chris, I believe, is joining them tomorrow. So she said Chris is a pretty good fisherman. But Coach putting words into his mouth that he said he's a better fisherman. But Braxton going to do the job here. Drive one into center field. Center fielder going back. Selman will tag as well as Robb. Robb will go to third. Selman will score. And Braxton Billick once again doing his job as the 9-man. A sacrifice fly. Put another run on the board for Post 1. Make it 8-0.
Braxton still with that blonde hair, man.
Yeah, that's a good look for Braxton. It's a good look as it'll roll the order.
You know how Coach holds
Chris
these
Upton?
guys accountable, like asking them questions when they make mistakes? He should, throughout the year when these kids are in school, Coach should go sit outside their English class or their math class and say, hey, Braxton, you just failed your English test. Can you talk to us a little bit why you didn't study enough?
Was that on a Chris? Did Chris Upton mess up? Coach got Seth Cover over there.
Big question up in a press box right now. How many times have you been hit this year?
More than I can count, more than I can remember. I mean, it happens a lot, but it's always good when you're getting on base.
Was that a good one, though, when you had an RBI and it hit off your helmet?
It always feels good to get an RBI, so whatever it takes.
Yeah, what's the plan in this at bat?
Sit fastball, look for fastball, and drive something in the gap.
Tell me where's it going to be? You know, the left center alley?
We're going to go right center gap.
Ernest called it yesterday. He said left center alley. He drove it to the left field fence.
Trying to do the same thing, right center. Go backside.
Right center, he's going to hit it.
All right, well, Seth has called his shot here. Well, Moore coach has kind of made him call a shot, but here we go.
I just saw Upton peek at that third base. He might drop this down, Jared, right here. Yep.
As he pulls back, good call there, Soupy. Chris, I know he told us the other day when we talked to him that if that third baseman is even or definitely behind the bag, he's thinking to put it down. That was my mindset back in the day. I don't think I was as fast or a lefty like Chris is. See, curveball catches the inside corner. Is that one nearly thrown away? Nice pick out there by Jacob Blosser, the pitcher. That one almost was thrown into center field because the shortstop or second baseman weren't backing up. But Upton, 1-1. One down here in the top of the third. Runners on the corners for post one. Is Upton going to bloop one into center field as he does? Up the middle again for Chris Upton. Excuse me. Runner just on third. So Rylan Robb will score a single for Chris Upton.
They all just have great approaches at the plate. That's kind of something that stands out to me, too. They're not up there just swinging as hard as they can and getting lucky. They know exactly what they're doing when they step up to the
Just
plate.
amazing. This offensive juggernaut in post one, 9-0, top of the third. Seth Cover up for post one. See if he can't get one into the right center alley, like you said. As that one's grounded to short. Shortstop over. He'll go to second, on to first. Cover safe at first. So U.S. Elite gets the second out of the inning. Nice play to his right for the shortstop, Caden Hunt. Threw over to the second baseman, Landon Church, but his relay to first not in time. So 2 down here in the top of the third. We'll bring up the ever-dangerous Jackson Murray. He amazingly had a sac bunt and has had a Form Energy strikeout earlier in the game. Jackson Murray waiting delivery from Blosser, but Blosser moves over to first. Cover down at first now after the 6-4 put out. Blosser set, delivers a fastball in there for strike one. 0-1 on Jackson Murray. Just saw Butter here a little bit ago. He stopped up and said hi to us. Jackson's brother, who was our teammate, came up and said hi to us here in the booth. It's nice to see him. He looks like a bodybuilder now. It's incredible. Blosser, another fastball in there to Murray. 0-2. Looks like Jackson's a little not as aggressive as he's been as of recent. Getting behind in the count a little bit, but 0-2 on Murray. See if Cover's off with the pitch. Try to get that 10th run, which is big here in this tournament. Mercy rule, 12 runs after 3, 10 after 4, and 8 after 5 are the rules. So post one able to push 3 across and then hold U.S. Elite scoreless. The game would be over. As Murray drives one down the right field line, that one looks like it's going to stay fair, and it will. Bounce over the wall, a ground rule double for Jackson Murray on an 0-2 pitch.
Can't keep him quiet for too long.
Yeah, it's incredible. It honestly is unbelievable. On an 0-2 pitch, Jackson Murray just throws his hands at the ball and bounces it over the right field wall.
They need to check that
for
bat.
A ground rule double.
I'm tired of watching
Jackson Murray, another extra base hit.
Get that bat tested. Something's going on.
I think it's just how good Jackson Murray is. So second and third, 2 outs. We'll bring up the first baseman, Rocco Dijon Domenico. He walked and singled.
Imagine that Royal Rumble between those three, Jackson, Butter, and Jameson.
Coach, go ahead down there. Who you got?
I got Hank coming here. I got
a big Henry Anderson.
We got a big controversy up in the press box. Okay, so
as Rocco pops one up to second,
so
second baseman over and shielding his eyes from the son will make the catch.
All right.
And we'll keep it right here as Coach has Big Hank Anderson.
So the big discussion here in the press box. All right, you ready for this? Foot race. You, Dijon, Ethan Clark, Rylan Robb.
Me.
Who wins it?
Me.
Easily?
Easily.
Who would be the closest one to track you down?
Probably Rylan.
Rylan?
Yeah.
Who's the slowest of those four?
EC.
Yeah, I've definitely
Ethan
got.
said
It's been unanimous that Ethan Clark would be the slowest of those four. So we're gonna do this race and for the,
Race?
yeah, this race for the betting public. Put
Nobody's putting money on this.
No. Hey, you don't know about the money, but put the money on you.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah. You'll win.
All right, you got it right there, folks. That's the answer to the foot race we're gonna have.
Okay, well, thank you to Hank. And if you did hear it, Henry says that he is the fastest man between the big boys in the Post 1 lineup. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back here at Patriot Field. Post 1 leads 9-0.
Need to unplug, recharge, and reconnect with what matters? Then it's time to experience Glamp Life, a luxury outdoor retreat just south of Salt Fork State Park. Nestled in the rolling hills of Ohio, Glamp Life is where modern comfort meets natural beauty. Stay in a handcrafted A-frame cabin overlooking a private lake, cozy up in a vintage Airstream, or bring your own RV. We've got full hookups and a dump station ready for you. Only 15 minutes from Cambridge and just a short drive from Columbus, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, and West Virginia. Your escape is closer than you think. Spend your days hiking scenic trails, lounging on a sandy beach, or casting a line in peaceful catch-and-release waters filled with bass, catfish, bluegill, and more. Whether you're planning a team-building retreat, a family adventure, or a quiet weekend away, Glamp Life helps you experience the outdoors without sacrificing comfort. Book your getaway now at glamplife.com, where nature meets luxury and peace of mind is just a click away.
Back here at Patriot Field. Here in the bottom of the third inning, Reese Davis on for his third inning of work against U.S. Elite. Leadoff hitter. The center fielder, number 9, Luke Kiesling. He flew out to center field. Back of the first inning. 0-2 on Kiesling. Davis from the wind. Delivers a fastball outside.
Jared, I just got a
Misses
text
1
in
and 2.
from Mr. Ames. He said, Soup, if Billick is on your team, you're almost guaranteed a state title. Last year, Post 1 state title. Central Hoops this season, state title. Central Baseball this year, state title.
As that one not able to hold up a swing as Kiesling, a form energy strikeout from Reese Davis. We'll bring up the DH number 7, Luke Rakiski.
Yeah, think about that for Braxton.
So maybe Braxton could hop on. I guess he's done now. He's heading to college, but he could have. If he would have hopped on the football team, he would have won a football state championship.
It's unbelievable. He's 3 for his last 3.
That's pretty cool for Braxton. That one's grounded to the third.
Nice
Nice
hands.
pick by Rylan Robb. Strong throw over. Great play by the third baseman, Rylan Robb. That kind of in-between hop to his left. Nice hands to pick that in 2 quick outs for Post 1 and Reese Davis.
Coach, do me a favor down there in between these innings. We'll go down to you when Reese is done pitching. I need you to pull Jake Brown aside and ask him if all of these guys went on a season of Survivor, which one of these guys would win?
Davis delivers a ball down low to the third baseman, Landon Marple.
I would probably say Coach Henry.
Coach Henry would win?
Yeah, if he's included in it. He'd just kill everybody off.
I think Nick Tesaurus might get voted out first.
Yeah, he'd be done. He'd be gone.
Davis to Marple, fouled away.
Sounds like I feel like Chris Upton would do a little bit of fishing to keep himself alive.
Yeah, he would do well.
Chris seems like he's a smart guy out in the wilderness. Another strike to Marple, 1-2.
If you go to Lindsley, you're guaranteed to be smart, according to Gage and Butter and Colt. You're guaranteed.
Gage might have a lot on me, but I think I might got him in the brain department.
I don't know. Let's check those ACT scores.
Yeah, we gotta get Gage
32 in English.
We gotta get Gage in the stream as that one's fouled back from Marple.
I do think Gage was actually pretty smart. I think he actually was. he didn't act it sometimes.
Davis, 2 quick outs after a strikeout and a ground out to third. A curveball just missed up.
You know,
from
one
Davis.
of the things
he wanted that one.
when I knew Gage was on a different level of human being is when we would visit them down in Benwood every now and then and you know, hang out at their pool house, and he used to tell us that aside from tenny ball, one of his favorite things to do was run from the cops.
Curveball misses up from Davis.
He said those guys down in Benwood would just run the alleys away from. That's probably why he was a good athlete.
Yeah, it's true. It's like how some people that grow up on farms like chase rabbits and stuff.
Yeah, we had
Is
some
that what you
good
do on
times down
farms?
in Benwood.
I mean, you can do a lot on farms, but yeah, some of them chase rabbits.
Davis drops a curveball in, skied out to center field. Billick going back, still going back, and that one is gone.
Oh, my Lord.
That ball just
Landon
carries up
Marple,
here.
dead center field, over the red monster. The Frostburg State commit, Marple. His 4th home run of the tournament. That ball was absolutely crushed. I thought Billick had a chance on that one, and it just kept going back. And then eventually he ran out of room and looked up, and that one was gone. So Landon Marple continuing to swing it for U.S. Elite.
Where did it say Landon went to high school, Jared?
Landon Marple is from Buchanan Upshur. Like I said, he's going to Frostburg. They're a great program. We've had some battles with them in the past as Soup and I at West Liberty. Nice facilities down there, too, at Frostburg. Pitch. Davis fouled straight back from the cleanup man, the catcher, number 5, Tony McBrayer.
Jared, we called a Wheeling Park versus Buchanan Upshur basketball game earlier this year. This Jaron Westfall, that was a junior, he'll be a senior next year, won Player of the Year in their conference. He only has one hand.
Oh, wow.
He's unbelievable.
That was impressive.
He won Player of the Year.
Very impressive.
He's 6'6", freakishly athletic.
I don't think I was there for that.
No, you
I don't
weren't.
believe
I
I
think
was
you had to
there
work.
for that.
But yeah, Jaron Westfall.
Wow, that's really
his
cool.
name. He's very, very good.
Okay.
Player of the Year.
Cool factoid there from Soupy as that one's grounded to short. Murray to his left. Nice throw over to first for the 3rd out of the inning, but not after U.S. Elite gets on the board after a homer from Landon Marple. We'll head to the the top of the 4th inning. Post 1 leads 9-1.
Need to unplug, recharge, and reconnect with what matters? Then it's time to experience Glamp Life, a luxury outdoor retreat just south of Salt Fork State Park. Nestled in the rolling hills of Ohio, Glamp Life is where modern comfort meets natural beauty. Stay in a handcrafted A-frame cabin overlooking a private lake, cozy up in a vintage Airstream, or bring your own RV. We've got full hookups and a dump station ready for you. Only 15 minutes from Cambridge and just a short drive from Columbus, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, and West Virginia. Your escape is closer than you think. Spend your days hiking scenic trails, lounging on a sandy beach, or casting a line in peaceful catch and release waters filled with bass, catfish, bluegill, and more. Whether you're planning a team-building retreat, a family adventure, or a quiet weekend away, Glamp Life helps you experience the outdoors without sacrificing comfort. Book your getaway now at glamplife.com, where nature meets luxury and peace of mind is just a click away.
At TechnoCap, we're not just making closures, we're shaping the future of sustainable packaging. From beverage and beauty to pharmaceuticals and household goods, our metal closures are trusted by leading brands around the world. With a global reach and a local presence right here in Glendale, West Virginia, TechnoCap combines innovation, precision, and environmental responsibility. Discover the power of performance-driven packaging. Visit TechnoCapClosures.com, where great products begin at the top.
Welcome back in Patriot Field. Here is Post 1 leads U.S. Elite 9-1. Heading to the top of the 4th, we have a new pitcher out on the bump for U.S. Elite. It'll be number 6, Tyler Vetri. Vetri, a right-handed pitcher, 5'11", 175 from East Fairmont. He's uncommitted. So Tyler Vetri on the bump. I wonder if that's relation to the umpire, Vetri. I think.
Where's he from?
East Fairmont. Coach, that's got to be. Coach, you got us down there?
I do.
Tyler Vetri on the mound there. That's got to be relation to the umpire,
Tony.
right?
I saw Tony yesterday. Yeah.
Okay.
And actually, I see Tony sitting out in the out in right field here. Yeah, this is his son.
Okay. Well, that's. I had a feeling it was. Is he our umpire for a long time in American Legion baseball?
Jarrett, just like yesterday with Ontario, Post 1 loved that righty coming over the top. I think they're going to absolutely shell right here this inning, get that run roll up over 10 runs.
So here we go. Brady Ernest leading off for Post 1. Ooh, little knuckleball from Vetri. Okay.
Take back everything I said already.
Ernest reached on an error in the first inning and then doubled over the right fielder's head in the second inning. It looks like Vetri's just going to be a straight knuckleball pitcher, maybe. See, after a couple pitches here, I'd say don't see that very often.
I was going to say, he's had a two-seam grip in his glove there when he went to it, so I knew he was going to try to throw something
3-0 on Brady Ernest.
Do you think Jubb would still be pitching at the next level if he was a knuckleball pitcher as a lefty?
That's a good question. I don't know. What do you think, Joe?
That's a great question.
And Ernest draws a 4-pitch walk.
Your career would have went longer, Jubb, if you stayed as a knuckleballer.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Maybe his arm wouldn't have hurt so bad, but I'll bring up the DH number 6, Henry Anderson. He walked and then flew out to right field. Post 1 leads 9-1. Dawn actually letting us know as that one lined into left field to the 5-6 hole for Henry Anderson. Makes it first and second. For Post 1, we'll bring up the catcher, number 2, Jack Selman. Dawn letting us know that Jerron, he plays baseball too.
Oh, really?
But, yeah, he said he's a pitcher, so that's really cool.
Yeah, he's a freak athlete.
Wow, that's really impressive. That's really cool. So, thank you, Dawn, for that little tidbit. Again, we always love to hear some different kind of information from people that we're not too used to and don't know too well. So, thank you again, Dawn. Dawn's been tuned in all weekend. Appreciate you, Dawn. Thanks for being here. And everybody else in the stream, if you're tuned in right now, looks like there's about 40, 45 people in here. Let us know where you're watching from, how you're doing, how you're spending your July 4th weekend. A beautiful July 5th day. Here, a few clouds in the sky.
Jared, less than 10 weeks away from NFL Sunday.
Oh, boy. Don't tell me
You
that.
ready or what?
No, I'm still in baseball mode.
Until when?
Oh,
Mid-August?
At least probably. Yeah, maybe even September. As Selman plunked on the first pitch right in the back. That one doesn't feel too good. But that'll load the bases for Post 1. We'll bring up the third baseman, number 7, Rylan Robb. He walked and then doubled down the right field line. His last time up. I tell you what, I've written HBP a lot of times on my scorecard throughout the day. Or throughout the weekend. Bases loaded, nobody out for Rylan Robb. Top of the 4th inning, and he nearly gets plunked. Ducks out of the way. 9-1, Post 1 leads. Post 1 scores 2, and then holds U.S. Elite scoreless in the bottom of the 4th. The game will be over. 10 runs after 4 is the mercy rule. As that knuckleball from Vetri misses upstairs. Rylan takes the ball. 2-0 on Rylan Robb.
I'm going to go on a limb here and say Frostberg got a good one there with Landon.
Yeah,
Harper.
I agree. That kid can play. He absolutely crushed that ball last inning. And next pitch from Vetri, up high, 3-0.
I just look at him and I picture all those kids in the MEC when they would come up to hit, and it's just miserable facing them. I can see him being one.
Frostberg had a few of those guys that we couldn't get out. They were good. As Robb takes a strike, 3-1 on Rylan. Rylan, a Shepherd commit. Coach Kowalo making his way up into the booth with us. Former teammate of ours, too. As Robb takes another strike, 3-2.
I'm telling you, one of my favorite stories my freshman year, Drew was a senior, Nick Nauman was a senior. They met at shortstop, and it was like two gladiators when Nick was running the bases, and he ran right into Drew, and I thought we were going to see a heavyweight battle out there.
As that ball misses upstairs, ball 4 to Robb.
I mean, those are two very
will
large
force home a run. Ernest scores.
I remember we were in the hillbilly hardball. Was that what it was?
Down in Bridgeport.
We got into it with Bridgeport a little bit, and I remember. I don't know. I think Coach Qualo said that if a fight broke out, he would put his cleats on his hands and run straight for the center fielder.
I don't think that was Coach Qual. He didn't say that.
That's actually genius because you use every advantage.
It's amazing. Some of the things that happen. I always felt safe on that team as Coach got some information down on the dugout.
Yeah, I was just talking to Rylan Rob's dad. He came over and brought me a water. Nice guy. He said he stayed at his pool for the first game just so he could listen to us watch it. He said he's going to sponsor us to go live stream a Shepherd game.
Oh, okay.
Live stream a Shepherd game.
It said that Ryland's dad wants to sponsor us to go live stream a Shepherd game, so maybe Coach Koala can hook us up.
Did you hear the new rule for Division II baseball?
What's that?
The head coaches have to hit once a game.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And they
I'd feel pretty good if I was
Drew
Shepherd
in there against an 18-year-old.
I just know that he might not have the wheels that he used to. So Braxton Billick up for post one. He'll take a first pitch fastball in there for strike one.
Imagine Shepherd comes to the hilltop and Drew has to hit, and then Coach Burkle has to hit.
If I'm not, Coach Burke's got to hit. If I'm not mistaken, I think Drew said that as Billick flies one into left field, left fielder coming on, he'll make the catch. No advance from anybody, so they fly out to left field from Billick. I think the story goes that Andrew had two triples in his college career, and both were in the same game. He's nodding his head, yes.
It's tough, man. You run out of breath halfway to second.
I think I had maybe one career triple. I think that's all I had. In college?
No. Not in college.
In high school, you had one.
Go ahead, Coach.
The word on the street was the only place Andrew could get a triple was Wendy's.
Wow.
Wow, that's messed
bad.
up. I'm muting him after that. I almost just shut his mic off.
That was the word on the street. I didn't make it up. I just heard that.
As Chris Upton will come up for post one. Vetri misses upstairs. We'll run down our sponsors here in a second. Appreciate them allowing us to do this here at Patriot Field. Chris Upton ready for Vetri's knuckleball, and he pokes it through the left side.
All he does is hit.
One run will score. Selman will stop at third. Everybody's station to station after the knock from Chris Upton. He continues to come through. Make it 11-1 post one. That's a big run for them as they extend their lead to 10. So if they hold U.S. Elite scoreless in the bottom of the inning, game will be over. Bring up the second baseman, number 22, Seth Cover.
You know where Chris Upton would look good?
Where's that?
In maroon and white. Same with Jackson.
I think you think anybody would look good in maroon.
No, they
and
would
white.
look really good in maroon and white.
I think
I think they should consolidate.
Then if we consolidated, what would colors be?
I don't know, like red, white, and blue. Well, that's what
That'd
Park
look
is.
pretty darn good.
What would the color be? Maybe like purple.
Oh, I don't know
be
about
brown.
that either.
Jump, can you do me a favor and figure out if you mix maroon, white, orange, red, and blue together, what color you get?
Man, that'd probably be a very ugly color. Who knows? Maybe it'd be kind of cool, but Vetri to Cover. Cover fouled back. Excuse me, he might stay in play. As almost a great play by Landon Marple going into the dugout. Couldn't squeeze it. Getting some chuckles over there as Marple. Seems like they're having some fun with him.
Mixing maroon, white, orange, red, and blue together would likely result in a muddy brown or grayish brown color.
Then what would our name be? You said Wheeling Consolidated. What would our
Wheeling
mascot
Consolidated,
be? We'd have to be like
mud.
the hedgehogs or like the raccoons. The Wheeling Consolidated raccoons.
Tyler Vetri misses upstairs. 3-1 on Cover.
Catfish.
Maybe the Mudcats.
Ugh.
Yeah, the Mudcats.
The mud catfish. Or just the catfish. That'd be kind of cool. That would actually be pretty fitting. The Ohio River Mudcats, or the river. Oh, was that one hits Cover
There's
once
another
again?
one.
Hit by a
HBP.
pitch, hit him in the helmet again. think he's okay. Didn't hit him in the face or anything. So Selman scores, make it 12-1, post 1.
Jarrett, I'm trying to remember the school's name that was in the MEC. They're not there anymore. They had a shortstop that got drafted a few years ago.
That was Notre Dame College.
Coach Drew just
Ben,
maybe?
Ben. Not Rice. It's Veltri. We're gonna have a discussion here between Coach Rice and our home plate umpire.
Ben Ross,
and I think
sixth
Ben
round.
Ross. Yes, Ben Ross. As Veltri
Fifth
might
round,
be
excuse
done.
me, to Minnesota.
And that will do it for Veltri. Tyler Veltri. Day is going to be over. Give me time to tell you about TechnoCap Closures, a global leader in metal packaging with a proud presence right here in the Ohio Valley. From food and beverage to cosmetics and pharmaceuticals, TechnoCap manufactures high-quality closures and packaging solutions trusted by major brands around the world. With innovation, sustainability, and local jobs at the forefront, TechnoCap is helping shape the future of manufacturing. Learn more at technocapclosures.com. And Mail America, one of the nation's leading direct mail production companies, proudly based right here in the Ohio Valley. For over 35 years, Mail America has delivered fast, affordable, and effective direct mail services for clients across the country. From design to delivery, they handle it all under one roof. When it comes to direct mail that gets results, trust the experts at mailamerica.com, as well as all of our sponsors, TNY Payroll Pros, Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, Bernie Glenn Insurance, ATM Man Stan Szynski, Wakeham's Bar, Schmidt Brothers Sunoco, S&D Painting, Glamp Life, Tenant Law Office, Belmont Savings Bank, and our Strikeout sponsor today and every day throughout this weekend and the rest of the season, Muxy Distributing with Form Energy. I'm having one right now. It's tasting really good, giving me the push I need to get through this long weekend. And I don't know if, Coach, you have somebody down there? You got some information for us?
Yeah, Reese Davis just came up to me and said that his dad told him that Elite is accusing him of using a foreign substance. I think he's like using suntan lotion on the ball.
I think
or
they
something.
should check him.
Well, I don't know. You using a foreign substance?
No, I'm using sweat and rosin. That's about it.
Sweat and rosin?
Yep, that's the key to getting some good grip.
And no SPF 35?
No, I just let myself burn. You got to get that tan.
Attaboy.
All right, so he says absolutely not.
Reese is looking pretty pasty down
Tell
there.
him to show his hands to the camera.
I don't know.
Tell him to show his hands to the camera above you.
Right
Show
above
your
him,
hands,
Coach.
the camera right above you.
Man, geez.
He's got pine tar on there. I
Get
can
some
see it.
sunglasses. My goodness. He's pasty.
I don't know.
We need sponsored by a tanning bed place for him.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. We'll get a tanning bed sponsor. But here we go. Bases loaded for post 1. Jackson Murray at the plate now. We have a pitching change for U.S. Elite. That'll be the left fielder will come into the bump. Number 21, J.D. Ford. So J.D. on the bump now. We'll see who moved out to left. I think that is Veltri that may have went out to left. He misses down with a curveball to Murray.
Jarrett, let's
Bases
go.
loaded, 1 down. Post 1 leads 12-1.
Jackson Murray, 587 to start this game. What do we think the over-under is for him to finish the year at? Like 530?
Oh, I'd say maybe 5.
Right on the dot.
Maybe 5.
I'll take the over.
So it's tough to do. Ford to delivery. Murray grounded to third. Marple going to come home. McBrayer over to first. Not in time, so the run is cut down at the plate and Rob. Marple, a nice strong throw home. Took his time, collected himself. Got Rob at home. So a force out at the dish will bring up the first baseman, number 13, Rocco Dijon Domenico. Rocco singled, walked, and then popped out to second his first time up.
It's so fun to watch Jackson hit right now because it's where Butter ended his career at. I saw Butter become like a really, really good hitter those last couple years he played.
As Rocco drives one to the right center field alley, both the right fielder and the center fielder not going to get there. Rocco into second. 2 runs will score. Cover and Upton in. Murray over to third. And Rocco DiGiandomenico continues with post ones. Unbelievable hitting as coach down on the dugout. What you got?
All right, we're back here. I'm with Jake Brown, legendary Wheeling Central star. We got a big question. Soup has a big question for you.
What's that,
If
Soup?
this team was in a survivor contest, who would win?
Coaches and players?
Coaches and players.
My bet would either be on Coach Henry or
That one
That ball
smoked
smoked,
to
fellas.
left field. Left fielder on the run. He's not going to get there, and it will bounce over the wall for a ground rule double.
Anderson.
Brady Ernest, a ground rule double, scores 2 more.
All right, so he's got Coach Henry, and who is your player to win it?
Henry Anderson.
Big Hank because of those
Okay.
quads?
Yeah. I mean, look at it.
All right, so we heard it right here. It's Coach Henry, and so we got 2 Henrys.
Okay.
Coach
Hank and
Henry and
Hank.
Henry Anderson.
All right, his ground rule double from Brady Ernest makes it a 14-1 game. Hank Anderson up. Now
16-1.
16-1? It is 16-1. That's right, because it was 14 after Rocco's double. Make it 16-1 now. So Post went out to a 15-run lead. Hank had a single earlier in this inning as East Skies went out to center field. Center fielder, couple steps in, will make the catch, and that'll do it for Post 1. In the top of the 4th, they put 7 on the board. They lead 16-1 here at Patriot Field.
If your business needs an ATM, call the ATM man, Stan Stasinski, a former Post 1 player and proud supporter of Wheeling American Legion Post 1 baseball. Need it fast? The ATM man offers same-day ATM placement. Are your credit card processing fees too high? Call the ATM man today at 304-215-3165. Locally owned but local service. Whether you need credit card processing or ATM placement, call the ATM man at 304-215-3165. That's 304-215-3165.
Looking for a smarter way to manage your business finances? James Taylor, CPA in Wheeling, West Virginia, is your go-to pro for hassle-free bookkeeping, payroll, tax prep, and more. Powered by secure cloud-based software. Accessible, efficient, personalized. With 15-plus years of experience, James brings peace of mind to your numbers so you can focus on what matters most, growing your business. Call 304-905-8372 or visit jamestaylorcpa.com. Accounting made simple, the way it should be.
For over 140 years, Belmont Savings Bank has been more than just a bank. We've been your neighbor, your supporter, and ingrained in your community. Cheering at Little League games to supporting our local schools and businesses, we've been here, growing together. And it's all because of you. Your trust, your dreams, your everyday moments help keep Belmont Savings Bank moving forward. So let's keep writing this story together. And when it's time to start your next chapter, Belmont Savings Bank will be here to lend a hand. Belmont Savings Bank. How may we help you today?
Back here, Patriot Field. Set for the bottom of the 4th inning. Post 1 leads 16-1 over U.S. Elite. Leading off for U.S. Elite will be the new pitcher, J.D. Ford. Ford hit that blooper into center field that Billick and Upton were not able to grab, but Billick able to catch it off the hop and get the force out at second. It was an 8-4 put out. So most likely, well, actually, pretty much guaranteed now that Post 1 will be the #1 seed. I believe that means they will play at 10:30 tomorrow morning here at Patriot Field. So we'll be back again. Day 4 of the Beast of the East is Davis back out on the hill for Post 1.
Jerry, you got to almost assume Reese Davis for Tyler Consolidated next year is going to absolutely dominate some of these West Virginia schools.
Yeah, and I didn't realize that's where Reese went until you told me with our boy Coach Ritz. That one's lined down the left field line. That'll stay fair. J.D. Ford looking for extra bases, and he will be into second base. Standing with a leadoff double for U.S. Elite. So a hard hit double
Jarrett, with
from
the
J.D. Ford.
NIL world right now, are any of the big gaming companies sponsoring any of the kids, like PlayStation, Xbox, like your guys' headsets that you use?
Good question. I actually don't know that answer.
I feel like so many of the I was thinking about that because I was thinking of you. Like if NIL was around when you played, like you would have asked to been sponsored by.
Oh yeah,
Turtle Beach.
Yeah,
Razor.
By
So
one of like
Reese
the gaming
Davis.
seats or something.
First pitch fastball in there to the second baseman, number 17, Landon Church. Landon singled his first time up.
If it was around in the 80s when your dad played.
Or excuse me, this is the shortstop, Caden Hunt. Apologies.
What do you think Coach Dell would have asked for his NIL deal to be?
Bud Light. Coach, do you have an answer for us on that one?
Yeah, you hit it right on the money.
Yeah,
Well, it might be Busch Light, though.
Well, back in the day, maybe.
Brian Robb's down here teasing me. He's drinking a Sprite and a koozie. He's killing me.
Why? Does a Sprite sound good?
Well, it's not
Ice
really.
cold Sprite.
Really
Ice cold Sprite.
Yeah, Sprite sounds good.
Ice cold Sprite.
And then he's headed back to his pool and have a few more.
Ask him if we can go live stream his pool today.
Can we live stream your pool today?
Please, come up.
Yeah, he said, come on up. Elm Grove Fireworks,
That
hamburgers.
was grounded to third. His son with the pick, throw
Nice
over.
play right there.
Nice play from the son of Mr. Robert Ryland on the high chopper. Nice strong throw over by Ryland. Gets the first out of the inning. Will now bring up the second baseman, number 17, Landon Church. Ryland been solid down there at the hot corner all weekend. Made a nice play earlier on a tough in-between hop to his left that he had to kind of field it behind him. Reese Davis to Landon Church, and Landon will line one into left center field. Will drop down for a hit. Runner coming home. Cut off, and U.S. Elite puts a run on the board. Caden Hunt, J.D. Ford comes around to score after the RBI single from Landon Church. Makes this a 16-2 game. We'll bring up the right fielder number 2, Alex Cremines. Cremines walked his first time up. Davis from the set. Fastball misses up top. You're in the stream here, and you want to check out all the other stuff that we do, the Pine Room Studios. You can check our channel out. Just click the name or our logo right below the stream. Davis misses up top. Click the subscribe button to the right of that. You want to stay up to date on the stuff that we do. It's amazing. When we started this thing, I would have never imagined that we'd be broadcasting baseball games, basketball games, football games, pickleball. We've done it all in the past, what is it now, 2.5 years, pretty much.
We got to do more pickleball stuff. We got to get Jubb out on that court against someone like Elite and see how many times they can hit him in the chest with the ball.
I don't move well laterally.
But you move well vertically.
Yes.
Up and down ladders.
Alex Cremines takes a 4-pitch walk. We'll bring up
You always did move well vertically, Jubb.
the first baseman, number 34, Drayden Rice.
I feel like you should get into golf this summer, Jubb. You got a good swing.
Don't let Coach Nardoni hear that.
Nick says the same thing. Coach Nardoni.
You and Nick in the same cart for 4 hours sounds miserable.
I think that one's tapped off the glove of Davis. Murray coming on, can't make a play. If Davis fields that cleanly, might have had a chance for a double play to end this thing, but off the tip of his glove and just kind of died right behind the mound. No play for Murray or Cover. So everybody's safe. Give it a single for Drayden Rice.
Jerry, you know what I see guys do in the box more than when we played? People move around that box so much now, depending on what they're trying to do.
Jacob Wilson for the A's, starting all-star shortstop. He's the same way. His feet are moving constantly in the box.
The entire at-bat.
And he's one of the best hitters in baseball. So maybe some results from that. So Luke Kiesling up the bat for U.S. Elite. Will line one over the head of Cover into right center field. 1 run will score. Another run coming home. We might have a play at the plate. Throw from Cover in between hop by Selman. He can't handle it. So 2 runs will score from the single from Kiesling. Make it 16-4 now. Runners on first and second. For U.S. Elite, we'll bring up now the left fielder, Tyler Veltri, who moved from the mound out to left field. Came in for Luke Rakiski. Rakiski was the DH, so Veltri takes his spot in the order. Davis from the set, trying to end this thing. Keep it from going another inning, save his arm and guys from being out in the sun. Post 1-1 earlier this morning over Clarington Elite. First and second for U.S. Elite. Davis, fastball fouled off, hits Selman. Looks like he's all right. Take a little time. 0-2 on Tyler Veltri. Davis would love a ground ball right here. That one's fouled to left side. Nice play by Coach Henry. Hopping off the bucket, fielding with his bare hand. Coach looks like he's down there dying in the sun. You all right down there? Wait, you're muted. Your mic's muted, I believe. Oh, he might have been dead with the batters. That one swung on him. It's a Form Energy strikeout for Davis. 2 down in the inning. We'll bring up number 10, the third baseman, Landon Marple, who hit an absolute tank home run to dead center field. His last at bat.
I don't want to speak anything to existence, but if he, Jub's looking at me saying, don't say it. If he porches one here, this game continues. A 3-run shot would continue this baseball game.
So Reese Davis. Oh, and that's not going to happen. That hits Marple right in the helmet.
Not to let him hit a home run.
A little frustration from Marple, understandably. That hit him square in the helmet, but he's going to be all right.
He just threw his elbow pad, I'm not kidding you, probably about 35 yards. It might have cleared the dugout.
So this will be the 9th batter of the inning here for U.S. Elite. Bring up the catcher, number 5, Tony McBrayer. McBrayer playing a good game behind the dish. Swung on and missed on a fastball from Davis.
You know what Davis would look good in? Maroon and white.
Maroon and white is, it looks like Mr. Rob, Brand Rob, come up to the pool and watch Elm Grove fireworks, he says. That does sound pretty darn good.
We'll stream the fireworks.
Yeah, stream the fireworks. Elm Grove Fireworks live on the Pine Room Studios YouTube channel.
Hey, I feel like people would watch that from their home. Like that if they don't have good views.
Fastball misses up from Davis.
Jub, what else would you rather do than stream fireworks?
I don't know. I mean, I'd rather stream that than like, I don't know, golf.
Other fastball misses up.
You love golf.
We almost did that at one
point.
point.
Golf to me is the worst sport ever invented.
Come on, Jub. The worst. You sound ridiculous.
You're gonna make a lot of people mad with that statement. So 3-1 on McBrayer. Reese Davis from the wind misses outside with a fastball. Ball 4. And that ever precious 10-run lead starting to dwindle for post
20 minutes
1.
Left on that time clock, Jer. So the game started at 12:55.
So what other sport?
McBrayer walks. Brings home a run.
Whack the ball.
And then chase it.
And then walk after it or ride after it.
Do you think golf's worse than, like, I like to bowl, but
bowling's way better.
Bowling's a great sport.
Bowling is 10 times better than golf.
You just don't like golf because you're not any good right now.
No, I don't like golf because I don't like being out in the heat for 5 hours and losing all my balls by the time I get to the end of the game.
What's worse, golf or eating while you're hot?
I'd say eating because I do it more than I play golf.
Is there anything worse than eating without a something to rest your back on.
Like
Like
if
if you're at a
eating
picnic
without
table.
a bib on.
No, like if you're at a picnic table and you can't rest your back.
I don't know. I hunch a lot. I'm like a caveman when I eat.
Sorry, everybody.
We
I
have-
know this is what you want to listen to.
That one's grounded to third. Rob will field it, step on the bag, and that will end it here at Patriot Field. Post 1 will take Game 6. They go a perfect 6-0 in pool play. They will win this one 16-5.
Reese Davis will pick up his 4th win of the year.
Reese Davis, a good job out on the bump, and actually not one of the games that Post 1 played went the distance, went 7 innings. Every game was ended early due to mercy rule or time limit. As we got Form Energy, our umpire, likes our the Form Energy. Again, thank you to all of our sponsors: Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, Bernie Glenn Insurance, ATM Man, Stan Stazensky, Wakeham's Bar, Schmidt Brothers, Sunoco, S&D Painting, Glamp Life, Technocap Closures, TNY Payroll Pros, Tenant Law Office, Mail America, Belmont Savings Bank, and as we just said, Form Energy and Muxy Distributing. That will do it for us here on July 5th. Join us again tomorrow, believe at 10:30, back here at Patriot Field for the Championship Sunday of the Beast of the East. Post 1 wins 16-5. They go 6-0 in pool play, and that will do it. We're the Pine Room Studios. Check it in from the Watchdog Radio Network and YouTube.com/Pine Room Studios. We will see you tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in. Later.